Howdy folks, and welcome back to Moto Joshing. So I'm out on Saturday morning. It's just a little after 9, off to go get some new shoes. So yeah, it's time to change the tyres. There's probably still a little bit of wear on these, but I'd rather get them changed over before the kind of winter stuff hits. It's already pretty brisk this morning. So off out to Old Meldrum Craigston Tyres, which is a bit out of town. And yeah, hopefully we'll get that sorted, and then possibly over to the Sherlow's bike event later on today as well, so hopefully get a bit of footage of that as well. So a pretty bike orientated day, and I just thought I'd take you guys along for the ride. So I'll let you guys continue and just skip all the boring shit. Hi guys, you joined me 24 hours later from the first part of this vlog, and so yesterday didn't quite turn out the way I thought it was gonna. I shall explain further. So yesterday got my tyres, was fine. When they took my front wheel off, the guy noticed, and you know, wouldn't have taken much of a genius to figure it out, that my front disc pads were fucking shot to fuck. So there was very little pad left on certainly one of them, and we were getting close to metal. I'd noticed that I had a bit of brake fade, but I certainly hadn't noticed it was quite that bad, even when I had a look a couple of weeks ago. I didn't think they looked that bad. You know, we took it off, and sure as shit, they're screwed, for want of a better word. So the guy where I got my tyres didn't have pads, so he basically said, okay, you need to immediately go from here, buy pads, get them sorted. So I thought, cool, another expense, but you know, best safe than sorry. So the problem is that after he'd taken my front wheel off, I had very little pressure in my front brake at all. I didn't really want to push the issue or whatever, but so I got, you know, back, nurtured it through, and don't put yourself in neutral, that will probably solve the problems. So I went to Sherlow's as planned, however not for the purpose of you know, just going there and trying to film stuff or whatever. We were now on an emergency, you know, mission to fix the brake pads. So got the pads, had a quick chicken burger, but didn't film anything at Sherlow's at all. Got home and it was, you know, pissing down, lots of showers and stuff, so thought, okay, well, let's wait till it dries up. Took my front caliper off in an attempt to change the pads, and the pin on the actual caliper for the brake pads was just jammed on there. I watched a couple of YouTube videos, you know, I literally, you know, when they did it on there, they would pull the little R clip out and then bing, pin dropped out, change the pads, piss easy job. But alas, no. So I got the vice grips on this bitch, and you know, started putting some man strength to it, and thought, okay, well, I'm sure we'll get this resolved or whatever. And no, we didn't get it resolved. That pin was fucking stuck in there. So now left with knowing that my front pads are fucked. I shouldn't really ride on it. Having new pads and all, screwed. So I mailed Robert on the Facebook to ask him, does he know any opinions to it? And he just said, look, just, you know, come round, So this is Robert, the guy that fixed my exhaust. So you know, it is what it is. So he got that sorted. So we went. So I thought, okay, we'll go back to him. I knew it was going to obviously cost me and all the rest of it, so I just thought, okay, well, it's better to have this fixed than not. So I went across there. He basically clamped the hoses, took the calipers off. The pins were completely seized in. Actually, I had to apply heat, you know, with a blowtorch to basically warm up the metal and the pins for it to expand, so that we could actually get the pins out. They were completely seized with salt and gubbins, basically. Yeah, it's, you know, both calipers completely seized up. There was very little movement in them. It basically looks like, even though my bike is 10 months old, there was just a lot of corrosion and rust. They apparently didn't grease anything within the brakes at all. There was a tiny bit of grease, but you know, for the most part, it completely seized. So essentially, you know, the Kawasaki factory set me up to fail, really. You know, they just didn't prepare the stuff as well as they should have, and you know, due to that, it of course didn't work out well. Just gonna turn around. I do like it, don't you? Probably ruining the quietness of my exhaust. So yeah, so so Robert obviously worked on it. You know, basically had to disassemble all the calipers. You know, greased it all up, got them working, got the pins freed. Had to, you know, sand and grind some of the corrosion off and things. And yeah, so we got it fixed. You know, it took probably, I think, close to 2 hours to get it fixed, and swap the pads over. And obviously now my brakes are fantastic, but I'm now in the unfortunate position that I am wearing in new tyres as well as new front pads. So certainly have to take it easy for today. And of course didn't really get to enjoy the Shirlers event yesterday, but it was pissing down anyway, so it was less fun in general. So the event is on again today. It's a weekend thing, so hopefully we'll pop in past there later on, and go from there really, and see if we can film some stuff. Probably look a bit of an idiot filming things, but it's kind of part of the fun, I guess. Yeah, now these tyres are phenomenal. Everyone should get new tyres every week, honestly. They're ace. I'll no doubt not make them look pretty very shortly though, and we'll just see if we can actually do a bit more turning on these more regularly, and hopefully wear these tyres in a little bit better than the 20p pieces that basically took off. But yeah, so new tyres, new brakes, bike's feeling great. It's genuinely feeling like new. Got a lot more pressure back in my brake system as well, so feeling good. So okay, the whole thing went from just tyres and service to tyre, service, brakes, pay to fit them, you know, to get fixed and all the rest of it. But it certainly does piss me off that, you know, a 10-month-old bike has, you know, seized brakes, or close to seized, you know, and, you know, seized pins, and maintenance wasn't available and things. So it is frustrating that that's something that's happened already with a, you know, what should be, you know, I would expect that kind of thing after a couple of years, but really 10 months seized brakes, jeebus. So not particularly happy about that, and it's been an expensive weekend on that front, but you know, we've lived, we've learned. I need to certainly keep an eye on my front brake pads a bit more than I was, and yeah, certainly tips for you all. not to neglect those and things, and try and keep an eye on where your wares are. And yeah, so that turned from being a one-day vlog to a two-day vlog, and certainly has been a costly weekend, but bike's feeling brand new now, so I'm just going out for a blast to try and wear the treads in a little bit, so there'll be lots of knobbing, and wear the brake pads in a bit, so I'll still be going pretty tamely at it, but and then hopefully get across to the Sherlows event. So the Sherlows event will probably be in a separate vlog now, and I'll just do it that way and see what we get. Anyway guys, just wanted to kind of fill you in. My winter preparation is now doubled in the fact that I've got my brake pads done as well, and everything's feeling good, so hopefully after the service Monday there will be, you know, no problems, and that will be that. Bike will be good to go for the winter, and we shall proceed on. I still have to order new pins, which I've done, so I still have to fit new pins on the brake calipers, so I ordered titanium pins, so obviously they should get less corroded. Should be no problem in taking them in and out in the future, so I can do pads myself. It is a genuinely piss easy job that I should have been able to do myself had it not been for the mechanical issues in Seasage. So anyway, I just wanted to update you with that, and further lessons learned, and, you know, doing better maintenance of keeping an eye on where your brake pads are and things. And I think I was just lucky that I chose to do my tyres a little bit earlier, because, you know, if I hadn't, I could have had real problems with, you know, metal scraping at my discs, and then I'd have to buy new discs, or, you know, anything like that would have been certainly way more costly. So I am glad in some ways that it happened and we took the cheaper option of you know, getting pads, as opposed to having further issues, or worse, you know, having to lock up tight and in a crash situation, and them not be there to help me, which would have sucked, because that was the worst pad was on my ABS side. So yeah, I'm certainly happy that we've discovered this stuff now, and Remy did it as quickly as possible, so at least now we can go forth on our new rubber and enjoy the freshly feeling bike once again. And I have to say another big thank you to Robert. Again, I'll put his Facebook in the description if you're in the Aberdeen region and need work done, or need someone to check out something, or you have some niggles and bumps. He's certainly the man you want to speak to, and don't get me wrong, I could have gone to Sherlows and said, you know, it's within 10 months and warranty issue or whatever, but I know from speaking to other people and speaking to Robert and a few other people, that 9 times out of 10 they would have walked away from that and just said, well, that's a corrosion problem, so that's, you know, that's not really covered by the warranty, regardless of whether or not it should have happened. And don't get me wrong, you could argue the toss or whatever, but I'm sure Sherlows to fix it would have been a fuck ton more than the 45 quid I paid Robert. And the other side of it is that I got it fixed last night, you know, in the evening. You know, Robert was free to do that, and that was between, you know, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, and I got the problem fixed immediately. You know, got to go to bed knowing that you know, it was done, it was fixed, and today I could come out on the bike and just actually enjoy it and go for a ride. And I don't think you know, for the peace of mind, the 45 quid is certainly a cheaper option in worry and stress about the bike not being working. And you know, the bike is my primary form of transport, even more so now with recent events, but I'll go into that probably in another vlog in the future. But yeah, so it's been a long week, lots of trials and tribulations, but as you know, we got the Pilot Road 4s on, we've got the, you know, new EBC brakes pads on, you know, bike's feeling great, you know, great to turn, the new tyres are amazing, and new pads are sharp as fuck right now, but we'll be bedding them in probably a little bit today, and then probably a little bit more tomorrow over the next couple of days. I think it's around about 150 miles to bed tyres and the brakes, so we'll just be taking it somewhat easy and you know, proceed from there really. Anyway, I've probably waffled on enough in this one. Catch you in the next one, guys. Feel free to let me know if I'm being an idiot and forgetting further things on the maintenance front. I'd rather know about them now. In general, obviously always checking fluids and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Anyway guys, catch you in the next one. Ta-ta, bye bye.